So the Lakers get dominated in game 1 by the Timberwolves. Lakers haters are already writing them off, and Lakers fans are in a panic. But trust me, the Lakers are going to be just fine. Let's talk about it. Thank you so much for checking out the video. If you could do me a huge favor and drop a like, and make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on any future Lakers, NBA playoffs, and other sports content. So the Timberwolves beat the Lakers 117-95. Now, there were a lot of takeaways from this game, and a lot of people just have an immediate reaction to the Lakers losing, and like everything just goes haywire. Like I said, Lakers fans are panicking. I saw somebody on Threads talk about how they want the entire team traded, with the exception of Luka Doncic. All right. Now, obviously, people that aren't big fans of the Lakers, they want this. They saw this coming, right? Everybody saw this coming if they're not a Lakers fan. But the truth is, the Timberwolves, they played an excellent game. They really did. I thought they did a great job of moving the ball. They obviously had an amazing shooting night, particularly from beyond the arc. And they got some huge, big-time performances from some key players. But with that being said, that gives me more of an indication than anything that not only are the Lakers going to be fine, but I'm actually going to predict that the Lakers will win the next 4 games straight. Now, before you lose your top, all right, just hear me out a little bit. First off, let's give credit where credit is due. The Timberwolves came into LA and did exactly, they created a perfect scenario. Okay, they used their length, their versatility to be a little bit disruptive on the defensive end. And on the other side, they shot the lights out from beyond the arc. Now, I especially want to give credit to Anthony Edwards because I believe that a key factor in this series is Anthony Edwards' ability to play make. All right. We all know what Anthony Edwards can do. You know, Ant-Man is just one of the most dynamic players in the NBA, one of the most talented players, and on both sides of the ball. He's a terrific offensive talent and a really good defender. But he led the league in threes this year. All right. So, I mean, if you imagine Anthony Edwards and his ability to get downhill and get to the basket, and then now he's adding a consistent, just lethal jump shot from beyond the arc, he's evolving. All right. And this is a good thing for the Timberwolves because Ant-Man going out and dropping 35 or going for 40 a game, in my opinion, is not the most successful formula for the Timberwolves to win, not just in the postseason, but in this particular series against the Lakers. His ability to move the ball and then kind of let the team develop that rhythm to where they're trying to find the open man and get the best shot. That is the best chance for the Timberwolves to beat the Lakers in this series, in my opinion. Anthony Edwards finished the game with 22 points, 8 rebounds, and most importantly, 9 assists. The man almost had a triple-double. That version of Anthony Edwards, again, gives the Timberwolves the best chance to win. Now you look at a guy like Jaden McDaniels, who we all know what he can do defensively, but he finished the game with 25 points, which I'll admit was unexpected on my part. And he came up big. You know, give him credit. He had a phenomenal shooting night. He finished 11 of 13 from the field. You know how efficient that is? That's crazy. And then a perfect 3 of 3 from beyond the arc. Then, of course, you had Naz Reid, who had 23 points off the bench, mind you, who also had an efficient shooting night. So they really took advantage of their looks. And like I said before, Anthony Edwards was the catalyst to that because he made it a point not to try to dominate the game with his scoring, but more so with an all-around game, and in particular his facilitating, which has always been an area of improvement, but you can see it's getting better. And especially in this type of setting, for him to really take on that burden is a good sign. However, for these reasons that I laid out, this is exactly why I think the Lakers are going to win the next 4 games. As frustrating as it is, you know, LeBron James, he's notorious for using game 1 as kind of a feel out game. You know, he tries different things. He's looking, he's observing, whatever, however you want to describe it. It can be frustrating, but you can't argue the results, right? The man's been to the finals freaking 10 times. But one thing that I can say about this game 1 in particular is that the Timberwolves gave the Lakers their best punch. That version of the Timberwolves, if you get that for 4 games straight or even 4 games out of the series, take your hat off to them. They deserve to win, and honestly, they're probably going to end up in the finals, right? If they continue to play like that and shoot like that and move the ball like that and limit the turnovers, they're probably going to make it to the finals. But what is the likelihood of that type of shooting performance and that type of execution happening again? Especially when we consider that the Lakers did not do a great job of executing defensively for 80% of the game. They picked it up about halfway through the third quarter. They began to pick it up. You saw the intensity. You saw the help defense, the communication, and things started to go in our way, essentially. And you saw it when we cut the lead down to 12. We were down by as much as 26, and we ended up cutting the lead down to 12. So you saw the Lakers' ability to turn it up. This is the playoffs. This is exactly where the intensity and the physicality needs to be. It was just unfortunate that it took us, 3.5 quarters to finally trigger that. But that's why I think the Lakers are going to win the next 4 games straight. The Lakers still have adjustments to make. As far as I'm concerned, the Timberwolves, there are no more adjustments. That was their best punch. Anthony Edwards making good decisions, driving the ball, kicking it to the open man, and kind of bringing that overall game to the forefront and not just relying on his dynamic scoring all the time. They gave us their best punch. The Lakers go back, they make adjustments, and the best version of the Lakers team is better than the best version of this Timberwolves team. So what adjustments can the Lakers make? Well, first of all, I think we got to go their mentality. The mentality just has to be the first thing that we see in the first half of game 2. The intensity goes up, the physicality goes up. Once the ball goes up in that first quarter, we know if the Lakers have their mind right or not. That's the first adjustment, bar none. And that has nothing to do with JJ Redick, really. Aside from a few motivational speeches here and there, that's all on the players. Now, schematically, we help way too much on the three-point shot. We help way too much on the drive. So, yes, Anthony Edwards, he's extremely athletic, and not many people in this league, let alone people on the Lakers, can stay in front of him. But we can compete defensively. We can still try to clog the lanes, but not commit too much to where we're leaving wide open corner threes. And that also came from, when you look at a physicality standpoint, the Lakers did not do a great job of fighting over screens. So when they're setting screens, it was a little bit more of a lazy approach. And the Timberwolves are getting wide open threes. So yes, of course they're going to have, a great night shooting from beyond the arc. A part of that is, again, a bit of an outlier. They were just knocking down threes. They shot the lights out. But a part of that too is our inability to successfully contest those three-point shots. And for goodness sake, maybe it's just me. I don't know, but it drives me up a wall when we just absolutely run out to the three-point line and just jump out of nowhere. And I hate that so much. I hate it so much. Maybe I'm a little bit old school, but all you do is just you jump and you fly by him. The guy just takes a sidestep dribble and then shoots another open three. Like, what are we doing? I hate that. Let me know in the comment section how y'all think about that, because it drives me up a wall. You run out to the three-point line with aggression, but you chop step with your hand out. And as soon as that ball goes up to shoot, that's when you jump up and contest the shot. That's how you contest a three-point shot. You don't just run out there like a madman, just jump, fly right by him, and all you do is give him another look at a wide open three. Just doesn't make sense to me. But anyway, sorry, I went on a little tangent there. But yeah, like I was saying, so you can't just leave those corner threes open. The corner three is the most successful three for a reason. It's the closest to the basket. And in terms of the versatility of players from top down, big centers, that's the highest percentage three that the roster can shoot. So you don't want to give up open threes. We have to do a better job of fighting over screens. Again, that's talking back to physicality. And we have to do a better job of still kind of hedging the lane to kind of deter that penetration, or at least make them think about it and then just kind of hassle them a little bit. But we can't overly commit to it to where Anthony Edwards is doing a great job of dishing. And now Jaden McDaniels or Naz Reid has a wide open look. Dante DiVincenzo has a wide open look at either a corner or a wing three. We can't allow that to happen. That will has to be there. That presence of mind to understand that, listen, every possession counts. This is the playoffs. This is the postseason. This isn't the regular season anymore. We're not just letting people shoot open threes. Not with this team. Top down, Mike Conley, Anthony Edwards, Jaden McDaniels, Naz Reid, with the exception of Rudy Gobert, the majority of the people on the Timberwolves team can shoot the ball from three. And they're a legit threat to shoot from beyond the arc. So that's not really going to work here. We got to fight. We have to be physical, and we have to have that intensity, particularly on the defensive end. After that, we just got to execute. We got decent looks. We just didn't shoot the ball well. We shot less than 40% from the field and only 36% from beyond the arc in game 1. Yeah, that's just not going to do it. The only way that works is if you're just out of this world defensively, which we have that capability. We've shown that. Obviously, we were kind of a top 10, top 5 defensive rated team throughout most of the regular season. But in the playoffs, like I said, it's a little bit different. So we can still be very effective and intense on the defensive end, but we got to make our shots. Dorian Finney-Smith, Austin Reeves. Austin Reeves only had 2 points in the first half. Rui Hachimura finished with 9 points and 5 rebounds. That's unacceptable. Like we're better than that. So not only did the Timberwolves shoot the lights out, we didn't have a great shooting performance. So you put all this together. My point is the reason why I can see the Lakers winning the next 4 games is one, we rely on JJ and the leaders, essentially LeBron James, Luka Doncic, to make the proper adjustments. We bring the intensity, we up the physicality, and we start knocking down our shots like we can at a high level. And on the Timberwolves side, there's highly unlikely they're going to be able to shoot the ball like that again. And how long can Anthony Edwards keep up this type of playmaking? Because he did a great job, I'll be honest. But I do see Anthony Edwards just kind of, once we really start bringing the heat and we start showing what type of level that we can play at, he'll start reverting to those older habits. Let me just take on the whole team, try to score as many points as I can. And we all know that, in my opinion, that would be the Timberwolves' downfall to this series. So those are my basic thoughts. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, man. I appreciate you watching the video as always. We got a lot of content coming, man. The NBA playoffs are here. You already know I'm going to be covering the Lakers, but I will be covering other teams as well. I personally think this is going to be one of the best playoff series, or excuse me, best playoff runs in quite some time. I mean, top down. As long as we can avoid injury, and I'm talking about every team in the playoffs, I think we're in the run for some great games, man. So it's going to be some exciting times. Make sure you subscribe. Don't miss out on the future content, and I'll catch you on the next video.